I'm a beekeeper right here in Redfern. My hives are out here on the roof. I really love spending time out here with them.
I'm learning to be a beekeeper because bees are so important for the world we live in.
I'm a beekeeper at Rose Bay Community Garden, situated between houses, rugby clubs, and our bees coexist. We have an abundance of flowers and greens to pollinate.
Busy. My name is Vicky. I'm a beekeeper with the Urban Beehive and we're here harvesting honey. So what I'm burning here is pine needles, and when I put this smoke just lightly onto the bees, what it does is it triggers them into thinking that there's a forest fire or bushfire, which is one of the biggest threats in the wild, and therefore they should eat something in case they have to leave. So the smoker will just kind of trigger them into going down and having chow down. So it looks like there is some new honey coming in. This is a honey super. So honeycomb frames are usually situated at the top of the beehive because it insulates the brood, which is down below. Give these girls enough room to walk out of the way. So this here is a honey frame. What the bees do is they drink the nectar from the flowers. That nectar has a really high moisture content, and then they come back. When bees pass honey to each other or nectar to each other, they kind of mix it with enzymes and take it into their gut. They then regurgitate it and put it into the frames. Other bees in the hive will then walk around and fan their wings, and what they're doing is they're drawing the moisture out of the nectar. When it gets down to about 18% moisture, they then put a lid on it. So this is capped honey, and as you can see, if you just break that seal, that little cap on top, there is pure honey underneath. So these are European honeybees. They think it's going to get really cold and start snowing. Know that, so they just hoard as much honey as they can. Now this little girl here, she's got her little pollen pants on. Let's see if we can get her out. So she's collected pollen, and as you can see, she's got her little floaties on. So she's been collecting pollen, and when they visit two of the same flowers and they pollinate them with having those pollen pants on. I would say this frame is 80% full, so it's now ready to be harvested. We can just brush them off with a little brush. Come on, baby. The top boxes here are honey supers, and the bottom box is where the queen lives and lays all her brood. So this is the brood box. Each beehive has a different personality, just like people. They're called a super organism. So they all work for the greater good. So really, as a beekeeper, a lot of the time, you're really just a housekeeper. You're making sure that everything is clean and in order and nothing is broken, that they are happy and they're healthy. So really, you are a beekeeper. You keep them nice and safe and warm. Now what I'm collecting here is pure beeswax. Most of the girls out the front here will be foragers. So it's autumn now, and as the weather starts to drop, I will start to notice the worker bees will start to get rid of the drones. They will get them outside the beehive and refuse to let them back in, and that's because the drones eat a lot of food. So they just kind of push them outside and then they die of exposure. You're welcome to come in. So that just took the caps off. That just took the top off. Each bee produces about half a teaspoon in their whole lifetime. So every drop of honey is special. I don't try and waste any honey at all. The force of the centrifuge, when these frames start getting spun around, will draw the honey out of those combs.
pure raw honey straight from the beehive.
What I really love about bees is that they're a social creature and they don't seem to have any ego. Most of our food, not just our food but other animals' food as well, is pollinated by bees, and if bees weren't to exist then we would only have a third of our produce.